Hello and welcome everybody. Yes, another A320 Sidestick review, but it's different. This is a one-to-one A320 Sidestick grip and dust cover by a company you might not know. It's SimWorkShop. All disclosure out of the way, SimWorkShop did send me this to review. However, all my reviews are unbiased and we'll talk about some pros and cons. I'll be honest though, for this one, there's actually very few cons. It's quite expensive, but it does what it says on the tin. Without further ado, let's get into it. Hello and welcome everybody back to another video. I'm your SimCFI and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Today we have the pleasure of looking at the SimWorkShop A320, or what they call the S3X Sidestick set. This set comes with your grip and the rubber gaiter as well, and it's meant to work on the Moza AB9, the Moza AB6, and we'll talk about that later. It works with the AB6, but it will cover some buttons, but we'll cover that. And it also works with the Thrustmaster Warthog stick as well. Looking at the packaging, they got some artwork of obviously the side stick, some highlight features there. And you can see that when you order it, you can get the left side stick or the right grip. This will be, I believe, the right grip is what I've recommend, or what I've requested. So let's go ahead and open this. It's the first time opening this for me. I've never opened this before. Your standard box, obviously, there. Okay, that's it for the box. We'll leave that in the background right there for you. Okay, open up the first layer. I think it's upside down. Let's do this. I can already see it looks pretty decent. Oh, that feels nice. Whoa, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. It feels like, you see my prints that I'm making. It feels like metal. It's very cold to the touch. Nice little press there. Whoa, that's a really stiff press. That feels very good. This is possibly one of the best buttons that I've felt on a flight sim hardware. This one, I'm not crazy about, unless that's actually how it is. I would like maybe more of a solid position, I guess, but this one feels amazing. But who knows, that might be actually how it is. But initial impressions, it feels fantastic. The glossy finish is perfect. You can order this, again, this is the right grip. You can order it in the left grip as well. But honestly, you can use this in, you can use this on either hand. It actually feels just fine in either hand. And then this is your connection. So this will connect to the Moza AB9 and the AB6 and also the Thrustmaster Warthog. It probably works with some wing control bases, but you might need an adapter for that. So this is really, really cool. For comparison, this is the Moza grip. And notice that the SimWorkShop is complete one-to-one. There's nothing else here, whereas the Moza has that button there and this button here. Put that to the side. This is really, really good. This is definitely feels like metal. Very nice, solid construction. No shaking. I'm squeezing hard. You don't hear nothing creaking, and it feels cold to the touch, which is really, really cool. Now, with this package, it also comes with the rubber gaiter, or the dust cover. So I do have a CN Tech dust cover right here, which is 25 bucks for Airbus side sticks, but this one actually comes with it, which is a very good idea, I think. There you go. So we're going to talk about how to attach this to the Moza, but this is what it is right there. Real quick, we're going to take out the little styrofoam piece there, and this should sit just like that. It'll sit inside there. Just around the base, just like that. And now, once it looks like this, you're set up. That's all you got to do. Very nice and easy to even. Oh, it's actually suction cup. Perfect. So we'll set that to the side. It also comes with these mounting screws you guys can see here on the box. If you want to mount it on your AB6, or sorry, your AB9, it also can do that as well. I just realized that this is the wrong way. It should be like, there we go. It should be like that. Perfect. And again, the mounts here. It comes with the brackets and a little manual as well. Looking at the manual, this is your compatibility list. However, the AB6 does work as well. They want me to stress though, on the AB6, you have buttons, and we'll show you in a second, but the rubber dust cover will cover the buttons. So just be aware of that if you're gonna use the AB6. But nice little manual, tells you how to put it on. Your AB9. Thrustmaster. So a nice little manual there. Okay guys, this is the Moza AB6 base with the SimWorkShop S3X grip, and this is without the dust cover, and this will allow you to use all the buttons here. If you put this dust cover on, it will eliminate all the buttons out of use. For me, personally, I don't care about these buttons at all in Flight Sim, so I'm gonna mount this with the dust cover. All right guys, what you're looking at is my Moza AB6 base. It's mounted to the table there. And these are the buttons that the rubber is going to cover. Now, I don't use any of these in Microsoft Flight Sim. However, if you use these buttons and sliders, this is going to cover this on the AB6. On the AB9, those don't exist, so you don't have to worry about that. But with the AB6, it's going to cover it, as you guys can see. The brackets don't work for the AB6 as well. As you can see, there's nothing to screw it into. But because this is rubber and it comes with this piece here, you can fit it over the edge. So what I'm gonna do quickly is I'm first gonna plug it in and then we'll get it fitted. So it's kind of hard to get this on camera, but I'm basically gonna fold that up, plug it in, kind of just twist until I can feel it want to grab. Oh, the cord's very long actually. That's kind of nice. So you can, oh, that's nice. Look how long that cord is. Okay, it's all plugged in now. We're going to just drop that cord in and screw in the base. Until it gets nice and tight. All right guys, so there we go. It's all installed. As you guys can see, the rubber piece just goes over the bottom here. Same in the front. I found that putting the back on and then putting the front on is the way I like to do it the best. And even with the Moza turned off, it already has a spring effect because of this rubber gaiter. That feels really good already. Let's go ahead and turn the Moza on by pressing the button at the back. We're gonna start our Moza software. There we go. It's all up and ready to go. Oh, that feels really good. Absolutely amazing feel. The Moza AB6 with the rubber gaiter, what it adds is that little bit of a spring almost, because it's kind of bouncing itself back. So I'm going to change my profile now, but this is really, really cool. Let's go ahead and get this in the sim. Okay guys, so this is the Moza software, as you guys know. This won't be really a Moza review, but the AB6 base that I'm using will be utilizing the Moza software. And it won't recognize the grip to my knowledge, but I'm just going to put it as the MA3X, which is the Moza's Airbus Sidestick. And then you can start calibration of your base so then it has the right torque setting for the base. Once you've gone ahead and done that, you're going to want to select your correct profile. Right now I'm using the DCS Hornet, but if I go down here to profiles and type in Airbus, I have my Airbus profile that I made for the AB6. I took V1 Simulations profile, which is for the AB9, and tailored it a bit for the AB6. And that's all. Okay guys, well, we're now in the A320 by Phoenix in Microsoft Flight Sim. You can see the right side stick grip right here. It's perfectly been replicated by SimWorkShop on the right. And what I can go ahead and do is I can move the side stick. It's not going to move on this side, but just because of simulation purposes, if I go over here, you'll see that you have a perfectly replicated rubber dust cover as well. Really cool. I will post the Moza profile I have as well on my Discord for this. But this feels absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I'm set on this profile just yet. I will be changing it because you can see it's kind of loose in the center. But you can make adjustments. That's on the Moza side. Not really. Has nothing to do with the grip. That's more of the base you're using. But it feels very good. The clicks are nice and solid. Very, very well done. It looks accurate. It feels accurate to me. I've never flown an Airbus, but coming from the RJ and what airplane hardware kind of feels like, this feels very, very high quality to me. As I usually do, guys, I will put a video here showing you my friend moving the Airbus A320 joystick. So let me move this one first. You guys can see what this looks like. So and you can see how it dampens and everything. And now I'll put the real one on the screen for you. Now, again, the dampening and spring is mainly the base, but it just looks and feels fantastic. Let's go flying with this. Okay, we have Toronto Pearson just on the nose there. And we're just going to manually hand fly this thing down. I'm going to get rid of all the flight directors and all that. We're just going to see how it feels. So far, I am going to have to make small profile adjustments. But that's nothing to do with the grip. That's just because the Moza... that's the Moza base thing. I just have to make a profile for it a little bit better. I'm finding it's a little sensitive. You can see a very little movement will do quite a bit, which maybe that's actually how it is. But I'm barely touching it and it moves. So I'm probably going to change that for myself. Nonetheless, though, it feels fantastic in the hands. It's very responsive. I'm going to go ahead and slow this airplane down a little bit. It's feeling really, really good. I can't really describe the feeling. I mean, you guys have a joystick. You know what joysticks kind of do. It's not necessarily the base, because you don't know what this is not a base review. It's a grip review. So in terms of the grip, it just feels very high quality. And the rubber gaiter does add an added spring effect naturally, without any spring in the actual base, if that makes sense. If you had this base turned off, as I showed, it still returns to center. I do think, though, this grip paired with the AB6 or AB9 is the way to go. You can pair it with the Thrustmaster for sure, but it's not going to be as close to the real aircraft as an AB9 or AB6 would be, because you'll be able to actually replicate the feeling of those joysticks with the AB6 base. So the grip is fantastic. The rubber dust cover is fantastic as well. But depending on what base you put on will change your experience with it as well, because at the end of the day, it's just a grip. We're going to check the autopilot disconnect button. We'll turn the autopilot on and disconnect. Perfect. And then on the front, you do have a push to talk button as well that you could use on VATSIM. Very nice and simple to fly this approach. It's so fun to start flying the aircraft that you have tons of hardware for. Once you start getting a lot of hardware for a certain airplane, it just makes it so fun and enjoyable. Super easy to fly with this. Not terribly windy. A bit of a wind out on the left-hand side today. That's not too bad.
Retard. Drive.
It is absolutely fantastic. It feels great in the hand. It's plug and play, as you guys just saw. I just literally plugged into the base, put the rubber dust cover over, which is an easy install. And if you want to use any other joysticks you might want, like the other Moza grips, you can simply take this off, unscrew it like all your other grips, and it comes right off. So very, very good stuff from SimWorkShop. I didn't know about them before SimBlitz told me about them. Another creator on YouTube. Go check out SimBlitz out. But now that I do know about them, I'm very happy that I do, because this is a very, very good piece of hardware. Okay guys, this is SimWorkShop's website where you can purchase the grip here, the S3X Sidestick, which is modeled after the A320. It has some pictures and things about what it can do. And my only con with this entire joystick for the entire video is the price. It is a bit of it's a bit of an expensive price. 289 euros is about 450 Canadian, which is about maybe 400 USD for a grip with 2 buttons on it and a dust cover. Now, be that as it may, it is fantastic. It does do what it's supposed to do. It replicates the A320 stick, in my opinion, to a T. From what I've seen, I have jump seated in a few 320s and that kind of stuff, and my buddy flies them. But again, it is quite a hefty price. So this definitely is going to be for the A320 flight sim enthusiast. If you're building your own cockpit, that's where I think this would shine. If you just have, you know, a basic throttle and with a twist stick, and you're gonna buy one of these to add to a Moza, you could do it by all means. But it will be just know that it's a bit of a hefty price there for you to pay. But as I said, it does the part beautifully, and it feels great. These are the dimensions for you if you're worrying about what the dimensions of it are. And you can go through the whole website and talk about shipping and all that kind of stuff. So feels great, looks great. It's to my eyes, it's a 1-to-1. It even says here 1-to-1 replica of the side stick. Just know that for a 1-to-1 replica, you will be paying that price. Okay, guys, that'll bring the review to an end. I want to do a summary and then a pros and cons. So a quick summary is that the joystick, as you can see, the grip here, it's what you're buying from SimWorkShop is the grip and the rubber dust cover. It does not come with a base. You'll have to purchase the base separately. I highly recommend the Moza AB6 or AB9 base. I have a link for them in the description if you'd like to check them out as well. Or the Thrustmaster base. Keep in mind that the Thrustmaster and any other base won't be force feedback, but the Moza is. So obviously the Airbus doesn't have force feedback. It doesn't, you know, it can't feel the wind on the controls, but you can make the profile of your AB6 or AB9 feel like, with the dampening and the springs and all that, feel like an Airbus real side stick in real life with the right profile. So that's the first thing I want to mention. You're buying the grip and the dust cover, not the base. The second thing is, if you are going to use it on AB6, the dust cover does cover all the buttons that are underneath, which I don't use them, so that's perfectly fine for me. It does come with mounts that you can use for your AB9 or Thrustmaster, but I just gone ahead and put it with the elastic over top the AB6 base. Pros and cons. There's a lot of pros. I only have one con. We'll talk about that in the end, but all the pros. The stick looks fantastic. It feels fantastic. The buttons are great and easy to actuate. This button has to be one of the most high quality buttons on a simulator hardware that I've ever felt. This feels legit. This feels like real aircraft buttons. Again, I have never flown an Airbus. I fly the CRJ 900, but we have obviously a lot of buttons in there, and the button quality is very good on this. I'll tell you that much. The build quality in general, the grip, there's no squeaking, there's no creaking when I squeeze, there's no mold line down the center. You could just all one nice piece. Very beautiful looking, has that glossy finish as well, and it's also cold to the touch. When you leave this alone for a bit and you come back, it has it's cold to the touch. Now, the one con is the price. It's going to be a bit of a steep purchase price unless you are a Airbus fanatic / like a 320 main, and you already own a base that it can work for. Most people, I don't think, will be purchasing this. Not saying you can't; it's fantastic and you should, but it is quite expensive. So if you're just getting into simulators, or you've had one for a bit and you're comfortable with the setup, you don't necessarily need this. But it is very, very good. So if you are an Airbus fanatic, an Airbus main, I can see you really liking this, and I'm loving it. But you can also get by if you just play flight sims here and there, and you play different flight sims and you play different aircraft, you'll probably have a multi-purpose joystick. But this is a fantastic grip from SimWorkShop. I can't wait to see what they have coming out down the line. And I'll put the link in the description. You guys can check them out. So thank you so much to you guys who watch and all my channel partners. We will see you guys in the next one.